Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another KJmanns Retro Reviews. This is episode 18, and this is Frogger, written by John Harris. And this is the Atari 8-bit Sierra OnLine version that was done for the disc release. There was a cassette release which doesn't have the background music, and there was also a earlier cassette release that looked more like the Commodore 64 version, which was not as good. And the Commodore 64 version itself wasn't bad, but when compared to this version of Frogger, as a Frogger port overall, the Commodore version is just not as good. That's just all there is to that. Let me see. What else can I say about this? Except that it's one of the best home ports I've ever played. It actually has the full soundtrack of the game in it, and it plays very well. It's very smooth. As you can see, all the objects move very fluidly, and the colors look good. It's just a fun version of the game. So let's just kind of delve right on into it. See what we can do. Let me see here. Control is actually very good in this version of the game. Let me see if I can get over there a little bit. No, that's not that. Apparently, I'm not that good at this game. I used to be better when I was a kid. And there we go. Let's get that tough one out of the way first. This is a surprisingly good port, actually, because the cartridge version done by Parker Brothers looks almost identical to this, but the Parker Brothers version lacks the sound, and the colors are really funky in it. It changes colors every level, and it just looks funny. This one's got a more uniform look to it, which the arcade had. One of the things that is missing is, as you can see, there's only 4 lanes of traffic instead of 5, and so the big semi-trucks are missing. But which doesn't really seem to be a huge deal in this particular port of the game. This game still offers the same difficulty as the arcade did, if not more. Let me see here. Oops. Oh, took a dive there. There we go. Next level. As you can see, the alligators there at the top, and then the cars, the little speed car, those cars start speeding down the road just like in the arcade. Although one of the things that is missing is the sound from the race cars. In the arcade version, it kind of goes around every time it goes by, and it's missing in this one. But that's okay. That's, once again, if anything, the sound from the race cars offered a distraction while you're playing the game, which can throw you off a little bit. One thing I did notice, compared to the arcade, excuse me. This particular rendition of the game, whenever you jump into one of the lily pad holes, you'll notice that the music doesn't stop and play a different little tune as a celebration. And I think that's kind of a good thing, because that was something that always got annoying in the arcade. You'd have the soundtrack going, just normally, and lo and behold, you'd jump into the lily pad, and if you were good enough at the game and you made it across pretty quickly, you'd get really irritated with it cutting off the music and changing the music every few seconds. It just got annoying. Let me see, jump on the tail there, and there we go. And as you can see, the snakes are there too, just like in the arcade. And the otters, you can see the otters too. This game gets a little hairy after a while. There we go. And just like in the arcade, you cannot go through. This is not like the Atari 2600 version. You can't go through the sides and come out the other side. It just doesn't work. Get across there. There we go. Let's see if I can make it one more level at least. Oh! Nope, I'm done. Oh, well. And at 10,000 points, if I'd have got 10,000 points, I would have earned an extra guy. And but this is a very good version of the game. It's actually very playable, very well done. Definitely worth a look at. But you do want to find this particular version, the version which is the Sierra Online disc version. That's the best version of this for the Atari 8-bit. It is definitely heads and tails above the other releases, and probably one of the best homebrews for the time, or not homebrews, probably one of the best official releases for the time period back at that time. For any platform. There were very few other versions of the game that were as good as this one. The ColecoVision version is a close second. The ColecoVision version is excellent, but lacks some of the music is real repetitive in it because it's only got one bar of the music, one section of the music available in the ColecoVision version, and so it gets a little old after a while. Whereas this one goes through several verses of the tune and even plays Yankee Doodle at one point and so on and so forth. It plays different little tunes, so which were all actually in the arcade version. So just give it a try. This is a 5-star game. This is a 5-star version of the game. It's really a good homebrew. I keep saying homebrew. It's a good arcade port from the heyday. So give it a shot. All right, and that's about it for this review. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in, and everybody, keep gaming.